The third suspect arrested in connection with a confrontation with the two teenagers at Maselspoort Resort and Conference Centre near Bloemfontein has been released on bail of 20,000 rand. The two co-accused were released on warning yesterday after appearing in court on charges of assault. Let's speak now to a relative of the victim, Tumi Frost. Tumi, appreciate your time this afternoon. Now, just give us a sense of how you felt, or certainly how the family felt when this video started to do the rounds, and certainly when you engaged the boys after that, what probably was a traumatic experience for them.
Just want to firstly thank you so much for having us here and creating the platform for us to voice ourselves. Basically what had happened when we were there, the boys did first approach us because as we had earlier mentioned, the fact that we were booked in. So we were just preparing the Christmas lunch as per expectation. And then they did come. So at first we thought maybe it's just a small scuffle, something minor, probably kids their age, as you would expect. However, by the time we got there, but my dad and my aunts did already go there, as you can see in the clip that was released by the resort itself. They had initially went, they had an agreement. So as they were about to walk back, we came thereafter. However, the altercation had already taken place. So the boys seem okay. As we're speaking, counseling is currently taking place. People from the Catholic Church had just arrived. So they have been assisting the boys, and the younger one, I must admit, Siponkosi, is not okay. We tried speaking to him. He is quite a silent boy, but he doesn't seem okay. And we're trying our level best, but that's basically the feel. I think over and above everything, for us people that are staying in Bloemfontein, it's far from surprising. But this one was just over the top for us. So
all right, well, let's talk about how old are the boys?
The youngest there in the initial video that I had posted, Siponkosi, he's 13 years of age. And then the boy that they were trying to drown, and that is Kukung Nakedi, he is 18 years of age. So that is the age of the boys. So
these are two young teenagers that were subjected to the violence that we saw in the video. Now, you said this is hardly surprising for you being a South African or being a resident of Bloemfontein.
Yes, definitely.
My question is, you said it's hardly surprising for you being a resident of Bloemfontein. Why?
This was almost a regular encounter, and I'm not talking about that incident in particular. If we go back to what I earlier mentioned, the fact that this one was just quite over the top. It's almost systemic. There's certain places that you go, it's the expectation that a particular ethnic group would be found there. And if you go there, I'm quite the explorer myself in Bloem, I'm not going to lie. But if you go there, it's almost a side-eyeing. I have been called a K-word. I'm not going to speak about this particular establishment for obvious reasons. But that's why I'm saying that it's something that is far from surprising. It's far from surprising.
Well, have you made reports of these incidents? Because I'd like to think that silence is not the best remedy for racism in this country, particularly so many years after freedom.
We have made reports. We have made reports prior, ne? However, these are reports to management. These are reports, sorry about that. These are reports to management, and nothing much really ever happens of this. Sorry about this. I've got my crowd that wants my attention as well. But these are reports to management, and they just basically ask the people, please, let's try remedy this way in a better way. And it almost ends up that way. We don't talk much about it. It never actually gets physical oftentimes, but it does happen. That's why I'm saying that it's something that's not surprising. I also did finish my higher learning in the Free State, as I'm saying. Not surprising. And also in the same light, high school, the same thing, That's why I'm saying we became a little bit more familiar with it. So I think the reason why Sipo is most affected, because he doesn't stay here permanently. He resides in Johannesburg. And it's something that I think for him came as a shocker because it doesn't happen regularly so.
Okay. Now, the one accused, Kobus Glassen, has been released on 20,000 rand bail. So obviously the judiciary or the long arm of the law haven't caught up with him, and that's playing out. Are you happy with what's progressed up to this point and as far as the law is concerned?
I think for now, we've decided to just let, the law take its course. Our legal team and our legal representative, Zola Machabu, is doing an exceptional job, along with the people that are, there to support us, and I don't think using the word happy, something that I would describe, but I am quite justice is taking its course, and I'm glad that it didn't just end up being something trending on social media. Some legal repercussions are taking place, some legal proceedings are taking place. So we are happy about that. We've got a whole team there, and we're just going to allow justice to take its course in light of this.
Now, what is the mood in Bloemfontein, if you will, particularly amongst the black community? Is there a sense of unity? Are you getting support from that community? Are you getting support from other members of Bloemfontein, if you will?
We are, not just only the black community, I must admit. We are getting, support globally, so internationally, so nationwide for that matter. And for that, we are quite grateful, It's not everyone who ends up, being afforded the opportunity, better yet the platform, to be able to express themselves, to be able to have received thorough investigation taking place, and having people that come forth and say, you know what, we actually are here outside of everything that has happened and outside of it being publicized the way it has been. But are you okay? Are the boys okay? Is the family okay? So that's essentially what's happening.
Now, you've talked about your life in Bloemfontein and obviously being exposed to incidents or acts of racism, as you've called them, and being called names in the process. If you were to come up with a remedy to deal with issues of racism, not just in Bloemfontein but across the country, what would that remedy look like?
For me, I think the biggest remedy, right, is firstly the enhancement of history. I think a lot of people don't even understand why the majority is so upset about this. And I have been seeing frequently something that is also trending as well, people saying history is repeating itself. So I think if you just go back and re-educate ourselves, including the youth, myself included, and because now we are going to persecute our age group, we're going to say, you are this particular ethnic group, therefore I cannot associate because I've encountered such and such a thing from your ethnic group, and I don't want it to be that way. Just the re-education so that when we move forward, we know this is our stance, and to avoid this, we know about it, and we will be able to move forward having had the knowledge. So that's the remedy over and above everything that I want. And however, I don't want us to force or pretend. And I'm saying this because I want to make sure that when we relearn, when we get informed again, about what has happened and how far we've come from to be here. I want us to ensure that we are not going to force. We are coming with a basic understanding so that everybody, I know maybe, a little bit optimistic, but at least everybody, or the majority, is on the same page, so we know how to deal with this.
Tumi Frost, appreciate your time this afternoon, and she's a relative of the two boys in that Maselspoort swimming pool confrontation, speaking to us from Bloemfontein.